Good evening, welcome into Cowles Stadium here in Christchurch. Sky Broadband Rapid League action coming to you from the Garden City Ōtautahi. It is the Canterbury Rams hosting the Hawke's Bay Hawks. Nick Bewley here with Judd Flavel. Greetings to you, Judd. Feels like a long time since we've done this, and that's because it is. I think it's been 9 weeks, someone told me when I walked into the stadium earlier this evening. The Rams, though, still sitting at the top of the tree from the NZNBL and going relatively well here in Rapid League as well, sitting third, but without a few key contributors who are away at under-20 nationals tonight.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I guess the young fellas at this time of the year, that's the national tournaments, and Canterbury always put together a very strong team, and you know, part of the Rams' makeup of the roster over the years has been incorporating and integrating those young guys into the roster. It's a great win for the Rams, even though they're not here tonight, but you know, hopefully they do well up there at the nationals, and it'll provide some other opportunities here tonight. You know, looking down at Rapid League right now with Marco and Tawhiri looking to play a lot of minutes.
So here are the Sky Broadband Rapid League standings. Rams 8-4, sitting third at the moment. And the Hawks 7-6. They sit in 6th position. But yeah, speaking of under 20, so no Tama Isaac for the Canterbury Rams, no Mana Martin, and Jake Holmes as well absent. That's injury-enforced. Ihaka Kate, the other one up there in Tauranga at the under-20s. We'll get to the Rams starting five in a moment, but here is the starting five of the visitors, and that man just to the right there, Dante Matakatea, is straight into the Hawks mix, signed earlier in the week. Campbell Scott, Jacob Murphy, Dante Matakatea, Kahu Tricha and Kobe Kara rounding out the Hawks starting five. Barbecues Direct, Canterbury Rams starting five: John Bond, Tawhiri Kate, Kaya Isaac, Tony Worthington and Marco Sula, with Max Darling there if required here at Rapid League. But as you say, Judd, a real opportunity for the Rapid League, traditionally for the youngsters, but this is like the youngsters, if you like. This is the next cabs off the rank, but really exciting to see them get a real run. Talk us through, for example, Marco Sula out of St. Bede's, I believe, pretty young fella. I think 2009 he's born, so super young. What sort of player is Marco?
Yeah, Marco, you know, I guess first year in the Rams squad, very young, and look, he's a very versatile player. You know, can really shoot the ball from the outside. I think you're going to see a guy that's got a good offensive skill set, and obviously at this age you don't expect him to be the, you know, well, he's still got a lot to learn. Yeah. I guess is the best way of saying it, but I think with these young guys, they come in and they, at this point of the year, this point of the season, the confidence is definitely growing, and you know, I expect them to come out here and play, you know, and back himself tonight.
Rams in whites, Hawks in black with the white pinstripes. Pinballs around, and it's the Hawks' first possession. Campbell Scott available here in Rapid League. Plenty of run in the NZNBL as well. Ball movement early and a nice finish at the cut from Tricha.
Yeah, you talk about young guys like this, Hawke's Bay, and just talking to their coaches before the game too. Like, for me, this Hawke's Bay model is really, you know, doubling down on their local talent and really providing the opportunities. Somewhat a very similar model to the Canterbury Rams and the success of that over the years. I think Hawke's Bay franchise have done a great job, and they're going to do some good things this year. Already done some great things. I expect that to carry on over the next, you know, next couple of years as well. Kai
Isaac getting going early. Expect him to get plenty of touches and shots up here tonight. There's a drive there from Jacob Murphy, a whistle and a foul. Should be a trip to Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Jacob Murphy, very aggressive scorer. going to see time in the NBL game too later on, and someone that you can't disrespect in the NBL game. Like he's a scorer. He does on his catches. He's looking to make a play, and somebody that can really sneak up on you and accumulate a lot of points if you're not respecting him.
One of those Hawke's Bay products out of Napier boys. Jacob Murphy makes both. Tarfley Kate now. The Rams look to respond. There is Marco Sula. A little loose with the handle, but Worthington the other way. A bit of contact there potentially from Cutter, but
good rebound. Good rebound from Sula.
Creating second looks, and here is Sula. Cash it. How about that for a start from the young fella?
There you go. That'll do his confidence well. Great offensive rebound, and then put in the right place, and Kai Isaac making the extra pass there for the open three. This little matchup here between Campbell Scott and Jonty going to be a good one. Two little guards that really like to get after it, so Jonty got to do a better job of just leaving that off. And
there's been some acquisition. Campbell Scott and across from Manawatu to the Hawks. There's Isaac now from way downtown. Follows it in, and good hustle there from the Hawks. Here is Cutter. Oh, the no-look pass to Murphy. Silky.
Great pass there from Cutter.
And now Isaac with the spin. Refined. And the finish from Sula. He's got 5.
Going back to that pass from Cutter to, who did he throw it to Murphy?
Yeah.
I don't know how he saw that so early. He threw that before Murphy had entered into the picture. Great vision.
Now draws a foul, and we'll head to shoot 2 at the Chemist Warehouse.
And comes the young Max Darling.
Pretty handy substitution to have, Max Darling. All Blacks pedigree.
Yeah, going back to the Hawke's Bay model and just how their recruitment and how they're building, I really like how they've really, I guess, backed their locals and really, going into the development mold. And who knows, this year, doing some great things already. But, they've got a great foundation that they're laying right now.
Strong rebound on Treacher. Creates a deep 3 for Jacob Murphy. He's feeling it early.
He can shoot the ball. He can score. One thing for certain is he knows what to do with that basketball. Great pass.
Sula again. 8 points for Marco Sula.
He's hot.
Now he's up in the face of Matakatea.
Yeah, doing a great job too. Just bothering the basketball but not getting beat.
Strong drive there from Carter. Good opening this. 14-10, 50 seconds to go in the first. Here's Bond now. Darling open. The veteran, if you want to call him that, here in Rapid League. And it's too big, too strong.
Just moving Carter out of the way. A lot of points on the table right now. Someone needs to settle down and play some defense right here.
2-for-1 opportunity perhaps for the Hawks. Here is Treacher left wide open, or halfway down. Unlucky. Worthington with the rebound.
They should run this one down for the last shot, or not.
Darling in rhythm. Front iron. And now this time the Hawks settle things down. Shot clock off. Leading by 2.
I think that's the beauty about Rapid League players. No, we're just going to keep going and keep firing up. You can hear the coach, Len Connolly, trying to get that last shot of the quarter. Great finish there from Carter on his non-preferred right hand too.
Potential 3-point play here for Kobe Carter.
And these guys have been playing all throughout the preseason. Before the actual Hawks imports arrived, they arrived late into the season, coming from the Illawarra Hawks, while they were finalising their finals run in championship. A lot of these guys were actually getting good minutes, and they're playing with a lot of confidence out there.
Quarter time, Sky Broadband Rapid League, and it is the Hawks opening up a 16-12 lead. 5 from 6 from the field. 6 from 7, excuse me, after that Kobe Carter make. So that's a outstanding start. No rust whatsoever. 85% from the field. Just the one miss, that coming from beyond the arc, and then a miss at the free throw stripe as well. And for the Rams, not too shabby either, Judd. 5 from 8. And Marco Sula, perfect 3 from 3, 8 points, a couple of threes. It's in some 4 minutes, can't ask for much more.
It's modern day basketball. You know, you're getting shots up, hitting threes, low turnover rate too. That's because these shots are going up pretty quick. But look, like what we'd like to see, and I think the first team that sort of able to slow down the opposition's flow right now will go a long way to creating a bit of a lead here. Marco Sula, what do we end up with the quarter with? 8 points.
8 points, 3 from 3. It's a unique situation too for these two teams who will meet each other again next week, 7 days time, up there in Hawke's Bay. So
yeah, almost like for the Rams, a little playoff series. You know, it's always an interesting dynamic within the season. We've done that before in the past with some teams. Hawke's Bay, however, will go up to Nelson and play them next after this.
Darling again showing his strength.
Yeah. The angle opened up for Max, and you got to get in front of that. You can't be stuck on the side of him. Subs come in, number 4, Cade Cartwright, first touch of the basketball.
There's Treacher now, gets the switch, gets the match up he likes with Bonds, spins, pops, can't get it to go.
Great defensive possession there from Jonte Bonds, half the size, but doing a great job of leveling that penetration out.
Campbell Scott down at the half court, heavy contact from a screen, no stoppage. Eventually the whistle comes. Not sure if we caught that on the broadcast, it just corner of my eye, might have been Tony Worthington at the screen. Certainly no malicious intent, but just did not see the screen set. And let's hope for the Hawks' sake, Judd, that Campbell Scott is okay, as he in all likelihood would play a pretty pivotal role off the bench for the Hawks in the Sal's NBL tonight.
Just keeping my eye on Campbell Scott there. He looks okay, maybe shaken up a little bit. If I was him, you'd be, you know, if you're looking at somebody to blame, someone on his team calling out that screen. If it was Tony Worthington's man's got to be up there calling that screen. Canterbury Rams have been known to set those mid-centre court screens, and you know, it can be dangerous as we see the result there.
Just having a look across the court, and perhaps outside of Max Darling, Tony Worthington would be maybe 1B in terms of the players I wouldn't want to run into without knowing he's actually there.
Well, there's not much size to Tony, but he puts everything into that. You know, a screen's a screen for him. It's black and white, and he just wants to lay some wood, as they say.
I'm going to say that's last touch by the Hawks. I like that explosiveness, though, from Kahu Treacher. We were just mentioning pre-game, Judd, part of Matt Lacey's plans, New Zealand under-20s.
That's right, yeah, like a very talented team, that group, and expected to do some good things there. He's part of that team, and the athleticism with not only Kahu but the rest of the team as well. Just they've got a great base and very well balanced team, and you know, the more minutes that those guys have, I guess there's a lot of confidence in that group because they've proven it on a week-to-week basis here against men, against professionals. So, you know, great things this Rapid League has provided, and now the NBL, and these guys are going to go on the biggest stage for their age. And yeah, I'm hoping that these guys really take us to some new heights.
I'm sure you are. Of course, a fair few graduates from the 17s team that did ever so well last year.
Yeah, and
really
you know,
like the trajectory.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I just had come off the back end of the Trans-Tasman Throwdown, and we had Oscar Goodman, we had Jackson Ball with us during that campaign as well.
Jackson Ball, of course, we're going to see later tonight, the Sal's NBL having a fantastic season as there is Kahu Treacher. Offensive rebound and reverse layup. Tie ball game, 18 apiece, little over 2 to go in the second.
I believe that was Matakatia that had that putback.
Right. Max Darling getting plenty of run here in Rapid League. This should do him some confidence heading into Sal's NBL.
Yeah, just proving the size and strength is just too much right now for the Hawks to handle.
That's 9 points now for Darling, leading all scorers. Rams up by 3.
And the Rams into a 2-3 zone right now, just trying to slow them down. Great defense there from Jonty Bond again, really lifted up this intensity, yep.
And a bit of frustration too from Murphy. Wasn't happy with the no call, and then made no bones about it on the way over the half court with a push on Jonty Bond.
And yeah, just the discipline there, or ill discipline there, and Jonty walks to the foul line for the easy free throws at the Chemist Warehouse stripe. So yeah, fouls right now just accumulating for the Hawks, and they're going to have to do a better job of just being disciplined to finish off this last 2 minutes. Great quarter for this one for Jonty Bond. Yeah, first quarter saw a couple of possessions where people went right at him and got to the basket. Now doing a much better job sitting down and leveling that off, and that confrontation point at about 8 feet, 10 feet away from the basket, as opposed to right next to the basket. Right there, just able to level out that penetration. Same thing there by Worthington. Tough finish.
Real tough finish again with the offhand from Kobe Carter.
The more I see, I'm not sure if that is the offhand, you know.
Ambidextrous, perhaps.
Sometimes those lefties, they're a bit unsure which hand they is the strong hand.
Sula again into double digits scoring. Still hasn't missed, the young man. 5-point lead for the Rams. Nice find. Murphy to Cutter, the hot hand for the Hawks.
Yeah, Rams will be disappointed with that, you know, as Worthington's hard showing on that ball screen. Tafari Kate needed to be a lot more assertive on that, picking up on leveling out their drive.
Stay here with the Rams. Nice touch by Murphy. Trying to get it to Isaac. Eventually gets it. On this left wing. What do we have here? Bond. Oh, good work there by Cartwright. Hawks the other way, but Isaac and Kate disruptive. And Murphy now away to the left, offline from the outset. Despite the good work from Cutter, it'll be Rams ball.
That door's still open out the back there that I walked in. Maybe they've left that door open. You don't see Jacob Murphy missing that badly. Just watching the Hawks, and they got to their switches on the ball screens and just seeing the Rams, you know, really the ball got stuck and they're looking to isolate that mismatch, but they haven't come up with anything really positive off that against that switch right now. Let's see what happens as we go forward.
Kate Bond.
He's got to shoot that now.
Isaac off to the right. Rebound by Matakatea. Shot clock off. Late in the half. Cartwright spins.
Good spin.
Ooh, and the whistle. 1.2 to play. And that'll see Cade Cartwright head to the Chemist Warehouse. Shoot 2.
We've already seen a lot of free throws. I don't know what the free throw count is, but you know, we've seen a lot of fouls. The Hawks are known to get to the Chemist Warehouse stripe and just accumulate their points that way. Obviously, we're going to see it here. We're going to see it later on, especially with the names of Dan Greta, you know, Jackson Ball, just, you know, 2 guys that really do a good job with that.
Can't make either though. Cartwright, and smart play there. Kyle Isaac, recognizing there was still time remaining, 1.2 on the clock. Immediately calls the player timeout. And Regan Ashley is going to tell Rams coach Liam Connolly here that 0.3 on the clock. So
that is enough time to get a shot off. Let's see what they got here. Maybe a lob at the hoop.
Eyes that with the inbound. Training move. Trying to get to Worthington, but Murphy says not tonight. And that'll do it for the first half. Rams leading the Hawks 25-22. High scoring contest this one. Impressed with Kobe Carter for the Hawks, leading them with 9 points, yet to miss as well. From a field goal perspective, actually 1 from 3 free throws. So Marco Sula leading the way. No Tama Isaac, no Mana Martin, no Ihaka Kate, all the under-20 nationals in Tauranga for the Rams. And there's Marco Sula making the most of his opportunity here, as well as Max Darling getting a bit of run here in Sky Broadband Rapid League. 9 points, a couple of rebounds as well. Go through our key stats courtesy of our friends at Chemist Warehouse. And that high efficiency shooting, Judd, continuing for both teams. The Hawks buttoning off a touch, but weren't really going to keep it at 85% for the entire game. 9 for 14 from them for the field, and 9 for 13 from the Rams. But flawless at the free throw line, 5 from 5, and in many ways that's the difference right now. 3 from 7, conversely, for the visitors from Hawke's Bay.
Yeah, just looking at that quarter, the Hawks slowed down, you know, the Rams defense, and we saw that pick up on their defense, been able to contain that dribble a little bit more. They went to that zone. The Hawks came out, you know, it was a 13-6 quarter that way in favor of the Rams. So, you know, Hawks need to, find their groove again. And but for the Rams, better defensive quarter. Obviously, they kept the pace there offensively too. You know, 13 points in the quarter is a great production. We've seen a lot of assists too. We've got 9 assists across both teams. You know, 3 turnovers for the Rams is probably, you know, one too many, and pretty efficient offense for both teams overall.
So it's a 13-6 quarter in favor of the Canterbury Rams. Can they build upon that, or does the pendulum swing back the way of Hawke's Bay? Well, that is not the start the Hawks were after. No miscommunication there.
The Rams come out into a 2-3 zone. You know, sometimes just to junk it up, just to throw the draw up, that the coach finally has a chance and an opportunity to draw something up, and you come out with a different alternative defense and really able to sort of disrupt what they were designing to do.
Foul there. Cartwright did well initially to disrupt.
Yeah, smart play from Kyle Isaac. Knew that the Cartwright was coming in quickly, and as older players do, use that energy against the defense, and drew the foul.
Tapiri Kate now. Got a piece of that. Matakatea, but staying with it, the Rams, and Kate the beneficiary.
And they go back into the zone again.
Murphy finds...
It's a great way to attack that zone, you know.
Nice baseline cut.
Yep, Jacob Murphy really catching and driving into the holes, and there's plenty of holes in the zone, so been on the front foot right there and able to make the easy dish.
Back to a three-point game. It's Kate. Back-to-back buckets for Tapiri Kate.
And that's too easy. That's a nice move, but he wasn't even touched.
Carter now the other way. Rebound, Cartwright, Treacher, corner 3. And then loose from the Rams the other way. And the Hawks with an opportunity here to level things up, all go ahead.
And we're just seeing some of the, I guess, the some of those mistakes I think that you probably find in some of the youngsters, you know, just miscommunication and yeah, turnovers, unforced turnovers right there. Otherwise known as coach killers.
Here is Cutter again.
Aggressive, isn't he?
Very aggressive.
Great finish. Like the way, as you know, like the way he decelerated and under control on that finish, you know, really able to compose himself. We've seen the Hawks into a zone. Doing a good job for the most part.
Isaac, there's that deceleration there, Kyle Isaac. And the Rams retake the lead.
You know, the zone is supposed to keep the ball out of the middle. You know, when you're guarding the ball, you can't open up and allow it to get by you because, you know, sitting right there, Jacob Murphy, who was caught in the centre spot right there, just the way things worked out. But no shot blocker on your team. A different story. You got a 7-footer back there that can leap and take care of it, take care of the house. But otherwise, got to keep that ball in front. And you know, the zone's not doing that right now for either team. Oh,
Kate read that one. And Bond now in the corner. Great find, Darling. Sula creating a second opportunity for the Rams.
Got to get to a next action. You know, keep the ball alive.
In and out, Marco Sula.
That is first miss?
Believe so. As Jonty Bond goes crashing down towards our cameraman.
Great work from Jonty Bond. Once again, just getting the chest in front right there. May have done enough there to draw a foul, but you know, played on anyway. Got the possession back. A little bit of confusion here from the Rams on the offense, slowing down. Need a quicker start to initiate everything. Just too big.
Too hard to stop. Max Darling.
Yeah, I mean the Hawks, when you see that matchup, and it has been a mismatch every time he's caught the ball, once that ball's on the floor, like on the second dribble, you've got to have a stronger help presence there. Max right now, I'm not sure how many assists he's got, but he's certainly been scoring every time he's got to the basket.
Here's Kara again, staying aggressive.
He's been impressive.
Aggressive and impressive, Kobe Carter.
He may shoot the ball from the outside with his left hand, but I'm swear everything else has been with his right.
Swat there from Mata Katea.
Reminds me of Jordan Natai, Mitch Creek, these lefties that do a bit of everything with their right hand.
It's just 13 points now, Kobe Carter. Let's take another look here at the Dante Mata Katea block. Is Bonds 3. Just away to the right, Treacher with the rebound. And again, the Hawks an opportunity to level things up or go ahead. A bit of bully ball there. Treacher on Cates.
I like it. I like it. He saw the mismatch and he went straight at it. This Hawks team don't need any encouragement to really attack you, do they? They on their catch, super aggressive.
Murphy with it.
Got to get to an action.
Yeah, not much movement at all, but who cares?
Maybe not.
Just as it was drawn up, and the Hawks do take the lead, 34-33. Shot clock off in the third quarter.
I see a big hole right now for...
There's the screen, Worthington, Kate still with it. Wayward pass, and great closeout from Murphy. So it's the Hawks with the lead and with momentum, up by 1. This has been what we've come to expect in Sky Broadband Rapid League, particularly this season. A lot of close games. In fact, we had a 1-point game earlier this afternoon. The Nuggets beating the Saints 31-30. High scoring this one, 34-33. Still a quarter to play. Sal's NBL action from 7:30 tonight. The Rams to remain unbeaten here at Cowles Stadium this season. 6 from 6. Hawks, though, a bit of a run of their own. Southern swing. Sharks and Nuggets, 2 tough opponents. They won 4 of their last 5, the Hawks, so really enticing encounter and prospect tonight.
Probably the second most informed team of the competition right now. 4 out of 5. I think the Giants were looking pretty good too, and until last week where they dropped that game. But the Hawks, as you say, on the road, any road win is a great win, let alone grabbing 2, especially down south. And the boys from the sunshine of the Hawke's Bay going down to the deep south and getting those wins is impressive.
And look, while the Rams have kept rolling, sorry, Judd, they were down by 20 against Nelson last week. Yes, they found a way. Speaking to a couple of the guys earlier in the week at training, they feel like, still sort of building or rebuilding after that international break. So I think it's a real fascinating contest tonight, but we still have really fascinating few minutes ahead here in Sky Broadband Rapid League. Anyone's contest this. Who's going to take it on a scruff of the neck as Darling kicks it out to Bond, looks shallow, and tied it up by Godinay.
We saw the post up there with Max Darling and the quick double by Treacher. Great recognition of the mismatch and being able to force that kick out, and you saw the result there is a much better result for the Hawks.
And now at the other end, Kahu Teacher, a spin, explosiveness.
Good frame, youngster Treacher. My first time I think seeing him in the live right now, and yeah, somebody's got a lot of athleticism, very aggressive. That athleticism too gets you excited because you know that you can do something on the defensive end with that as well.
Makes the 3-point play and 4-point game. The Rams go. Kai Isaac not in at the moment, so they head to Maxwell Darling. That one missed the glass unintentionally, you'd think.
They're playing out of that ball screen. I just think if they had good success with Max Darling, getting angles down, straight down the slot, attacking down the slot rather than being stuck in the corner shooting threes. Let's see how long they play off the middle ball screen or go back to Max and down the slot.
There's Murphy and another potential 3-point play here, back-to-back for the Hawks. He's been waiting for that call for a while, Jacob Murphy. And opens up a 6-point buffer. And could very well soon be 7.
Oh, we don't print them at full court.
And back-to-back 3-point plays for Hawke's Bay. And all of a sudden, 7-point game.
Murphy getting himself up to 10 points right now. Here we go. Max Darling down the slot. This is what I was talking about earlier.
Just a little bit too much on it from Darling.
Yeah, he ended up being a little bit more adventurous than just straight line drive ahead of. But that's the right place to attack if you're the Rams.
Oh, Murphy, why not? Worthington, rebound. Rams know they need to go. Darling gets around Matakatea.
Great
Sula, lovely, but just too much on it with the right hand.
And we just seen the Rams being a little bit sort of shy of attacking the paint right now. I haven't seen them get to the free throw line. We've seen the Hawks do the opposite and putting pressure on the Rams, and you see a 9-point lead right now. So Rams has been a little bit more passive off their ball, once again playing off their ball screen, not opening up the holes. And everything right now needs to be a quick entry into the offense. Got to be looking to be live off every single action right now. You need to score quickly.
Bond can't get the 3 to go, and that looked to be last touch by the Rams through Sula, and that's the way the officials see it.
And everything's been around the outside, It's kind of like the contrast from the first half to the second half, and between the two teams right now. Have the Rams scored in this quarter?
No, they have not. They're going to get another opportunity courtesy of a turnover here from the Hawks. not insurmountable. 9 points in 93 seconds in Sky Broadband Rapid League, but very much feels like it has to start soon, if not now. But Murphy read it and takes off. That might be the last nail. Another turnover, lofty pass, ends up eventually with Matakatea, and the Hawks know now time is on their side.
Yeah, Rams got to get up now. This is the possession right here. This is the ball game right here. Rams have to get a stop and a quick score.
And a foul. Isaac commits it. Let's take another look at the, just a little bit too much loft on the pass there, and that gave Murphy the opportunity.
That was a pitching wedge. That was.
And shooting two here is Dante Matakatea. And what a fourth quarter it's been. Rams will rue some sloppy play, but the Hawks made the most of their opportunities. Murphy with 15, Carter with 13, Treacher 8, and Matakatea up to 7. Multiple hits to the snake for the Hawks. Difficult to stop, difficult to contain, and now up by 13.
Yeah, the switching defense has been able to keep a body in front of the Rams, and they haven't been able to puncture that defense. Here we go. Got to be up the floor, got to be up the floor, can't run back now. Got to go and double the basketball if you want to go ahead and give yourselves a chance.
Tracy McGrady areas from here, but the Rams are going to give themselves a chance, potentially. Left open. Here go the Rams. And a foul committed. So looking to eat into this advantage here, the Rams. The game's certainly beyond reach as Kyle Isaac finds his range ahead of Sal's NBL action tonight. Yeah, that Chemist Warehouse logo. And we are going to have a player timeout late in this Rapid League contest.
Every point counts in this league. Every possession.
The NZ player timeout, of course. Still trying to get your tickets to the big game. Along, scan the QR code on your screen to get a chance to win tickets and enjoy not only the Sky Broadband Rapid League action, our stars of tomorrow, but our stars of today in the Sal's NBL. There's Matakatea on debut, and he might just dribble it out here.
Surely not. Surely he's going to get a shot off.
He's going to get a pass off in the end.
Doesn't get a shot off.
Cartwright doesn't get it off in time, but it doesn't matter for the Hawke's Bay Hawks. A fourth quarter flurry proves significant, and they get the job done. 46 points to 38. Over the Canterbury Rams as we whip through the key stats courtesy of the Chemist Warehouse. Murphy, Jacob Murphy leading the scoring for the Hawks with 15. 13 from Kobe Carter. And they get the job done. And that's their 8th win of the season. And they move to an 8-win, 6-loss record. They join the Rams on 8 wins. And let's send it down now to Judd. He's standing by with Kobe.
And I'm here with Kobe Kara. Kobe, great second half there. What was the difference between the two halves? You guys managed to keep the Rams in front of you and able to level out their offense and really capitalise on the offensive end for you guys.
I mean, they're a real physical team. At the start, we weren't that physical, so we tried to match up the second half, and I feel like we did a good job at it.
And for you personally, well, talking about on the commentary, a guy that went left, went right, finished a lot with your right hand, ambidextrous. Are you one of those lefties that like to shoot on the outside of the left, but do everything else with your right hand? I refer to you as Jordan Natai.
That is exactly what I do. The only thing I do with my left hand is shoot the ball. That's it. Everything else right hand.
Hey, it was working for you tonight, and all the best for the next game.
Thank you so much.
There you go. Investigative journalism at its finest there from Judd Flavel. We're going to take a short break here as the crowd builds ahead of the Cowles NBL contest. Really looking forward to this one, as should you. Round 11 action. It is the two-time defending champion Canterbury Rams hosting one of the hottest teams in the league, the Hawke's Bay Hawks. We'll be back here on Sky Sport from 7:30. Kia ora, hello, welcome in to Cowles Stadium here in Ōtautahi, Christchurch. Sal's NBL action. It's the two-time defending champion Canterbury Rams hosting one of the hottest teams in the league, the Hawke's Bay Hawks. Nick Bewley here with Judd Flavel alongside another packed arena here in the Garden City, hoping that the Rams continue their unbeaten ways here at home this season and continue at the top of the Sal's NBL. But standing in their way, Judd, a Hawks team just coming off a really impressive Southern Swing wins over the Sharks and the Nuggets, as mentioned, won 4 of their last 5 and are really in a nice groove at the moment. Must be really excited for this one tonight.
Yeah, a team that's coming in with form, very dangerous. Been on the road, got 2 good scouts on the road with the Nuggets and the Sharks, and you know, so they're probably, as you do when you go on the road, you gel together, you build confidence together, and they'll be at another level because of that. And tonight's going to be a good matchup because of that. And we also get to see our first look at Brandon Alston as well, and a new guy to integrate for them. But yeah, I think this is going to be a fun matchup.
Get involved in our mix and pick poll who gets the win. Interestingly, these two teams met over on the West Coast Blitz in the pre-season a long time ago, missing pieces, etc. But it was the Hawks who got the job done there. So, and they did get the job done at Sky Broadband Rapid League as well, if you're just checking in.
Great.
As we take a look at the Sal's NBL standings, the Rams still there at the top, 10 wins, 2 losses. On percentages, of course, the Saints beating the Nuggets earlier this afternoon. They sit second, and there are the Hawks. Their record now 7-6, 4 of those wins coming from their last 5 games. Well ensconced in the playoff picture at the moment, but still plenty of basketball to come. And the Hawks, in actual fact, they jump up State Highway 1, got the Giants on Monday, and then they host the Rams next weekend. So busy time of the year for them. Those are the teams on the outside looking in at the moment. Some dangerous teams there too when you look at the likes of the Tuatara, the Fire, who have added pieces, the Giants as well. So a lot of basketball ahead here on Sky, of course. Bulls Tuatara tomorrow as we enter June. There is that King's birthday contest between the Giants and the Hawks Monday afternoon, and then we roll into Wednesday and Thursday, Bulls, Saints, Sharks, is. As you alluded to, Judd, interesting addition. Interesting to see how Brandon Alston, pictured there in singlet 42, there with the Nike headband, acclimatises and slots straight into this Hawks outfit, who have been superb. Jackson Ball, Swakala, Alston, Breeder and Yates are their starting 5, and they are coached by Sam Gruggan.
Great weekend last weekend, the double road victories against the Nuggets and the Sharks. How's the feeling in the group right now? You know, it must be feeling good.
Yeah, they're feeling really good. I mean, I felt like we did something we haven't done for a while, getting the Southern Swing done. Boys played hard. They showed some resilience, which was really good to see, being down both games going into like the last 4th quarter. So I was pleased with that. And tough matchup tonight, obviously coming against the best team, 2-time champions last 2 years. So we're ready for the challenge.
And you know exactly what you want at this time of the season, just to see where you guys are at. A great challenge, as you say. What are some of those areas that you feel are going to be pivotal in the game to getting the result tonight?
Yeah, I mean, number 1, 3-point percentage. One of the best offensive rebound teams. I think the best offensive rebound percentage. So just boxing them out, keeping off the 3-point line. But for us, it's just challenging our young guys. You know, I've got some guys who want to aspire to be some of these basketball players at the Rams. So it's challenging them like we did at Wellington, and hopefully put on a team display and get the win.
And you welcome a new addition to the roster. Brandon Alston comes in, first game, straight off the plane, I guess. Has he had time to gel with the team? How's he gelling with the team? What can we expect to see from him tonight?
Yeah, hopefully a lot of threes. I mean, we've got a good scoring punch, but now we can space the floor a little bit more. But just a little bit of heavy legs, but he's been great. He's got in the gym a couple of times with Jacko and got some shots up, and he's gelled really well with the team. So team chemistry's great, and hopefully he'll just fit right in and keep going.
Well, thanks, Coach, and all the best.
Appreciate it.
Great weekend last week.
For the Canterbury Rams, business as usual, more or less, with their starting 5. Taylor Britt, Sean McDonald in the backcourt, Walter Brown, Kyle Bowen and Tohi Smith-Milner. They are coached by Quinn Clinton.
Coach, last week, a tough game against the Giants, managed to pull that 20-point deficit in the second half and get away with the win. What are some of the learnings you take away from that game, and that performance that you can take with you for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think for our team it just starts on the defensive end, making sure we're containing the ball, and we really went back to basics this week in practice, and yeah, just containing penetration, being great in our ball screen covers and transition defense, and we're going to need to be that tonight.
And talking about tonight, a confident Hawks team come in off the back of 2 games on the road, 2 wins on the road against the Nuggets and the Sharks. A tough team downhill that you just talked about. And I guess what do you need to slow down against this Hawks team?
Yeah, I believe they've got 2 of the top 5 scorers in Dan Greta and Jackson Ball. So, yeah, just team covers for us. We've got to have guys in behind the ball and really be able to contain it one-on-one. And then just building out our half-court defense here, keeping them out of transition, limiting them to 1 shot. And, yeah, the biggest one's just going to come down to guarding the ball and containing penetration.
Well, thanks, Coach, and all the best. Coach, last week, a tough game against the...
Well, these are live pictures, ladies and gentlemen. Some late drama here with a couple of 3 minutes until tip-off. The basket, the rim at the Rams warm-up end is undergoing running repairs as we speak. The Rams are going through the last of their preparations to, often you see some free throw shooting, some spectacular dunks, etc. Judd Flavel, and didn't actually catch who the culprit was, but we have a situation here where we might have a delayed start.
Might have been Kai Isaac, I think, hanging on the rim.
He's owning it.
Yeah.
But look, this just throws a slight spanner in the works. So we will bring you the information as it becomes available. Looks like certainly the events crew are coming away from the court. But let's take a look at the Chemist Warehouse head-to-head while we await some official information. Judd Flavel, look at those W's, just illustrates how informed both of these 2 teams are. The Rams going very well in terms of points per game. Key matchup, this will be an interesting one in terms of the volume of point scoring for both teams. Sean McDonald really making every post a winner since his late introduction for the Rams, and Dan Greta just continues to cook for the Hawks. What are you liking from both teams, or what are your eyes going to be on early on in this contest?
Yeah, those 2 individuals, I don't think they'll be guarding each other much during the evening. I think we'll see them being matched up with some other people, but yeah, both these 2, I guess, aggressive scorers and real key to their team. Greta in particular, the way he goes about it. Hawke's Bay, they're not as deep as the Rams are, and these guys will actually, he'll come out firing right from the tip.
Now, on behalf of the Sky Sport team and the basketball community here in Canterbury, we would like to extend our condolences to the family and friends of Mirinda Van Vuren, who sadly passed away last week. Mirinda was a respected member of the score bench at Rams games for 20 years, as well as the Poakai, the Canterbury Wildcats and the Dolphins. She was a life member at the Hallsville Basketball Club, contributing as a player, volunteer and a valued committee member. The Rams are wearing black armbands and wish to observe a moment's silence in Mirinda's memory.
Thank you.
Our officials tonight, Marty Davison, Regan Ashley, Blake Rosanowski. Looks like the running repairs have come in and done the job required to get us underway very shortly. Here is our ball presenter this evening, George Cowan, 10 years of age, attends St Albans School, and his favourite Ram is Walter Brown. Nice choice there, George. And you will notice there, that team on your left, that is the Canterbury Rams. It is not the Flint Tropics of the Will Ferrell Classic semi-pro, but it is a equivalent strip, if you like, and for a great cause too. These playing strips will be auctioned off after this game, and all money going towards the Aranui Community Trust. But that is going to take some adjusting, both at home, I'm sure, but even for us as commentators, Judd.
I'm just waiting for the Seahorses to come out next, and maybe that's at halftime.
Walter Brown, you could call the Jackie Moon of the Rams, perhaps, in terms of his hairdos. Serious business.
He is a throwback, isn't he? He is definitely in the wrong era.
All right, we're underway at Cowles Stadium in Christchurch, and it's the Rams with first possession. What do they got? Oh, there it is, Walter Brown in action straight away. And the two hairstyles meet at the summit. Greta, Brown, love it, early doors.
Curls met the locks. The great first up play, and we've seen the Rams do this a couple of times throughout the season. But the intent of getting on the rim, you know, and this is what, even better from the Rams, they picked up their first foul on Greta 8 seconds into the ball game. You know, this changes everything for Greta. Not necessarily now, but if he does pick up one, his second one in this quarter, it does make, he needs to manage the fouls from the rest of the game.
Brown makes both. And that perhaps is the one issue for the Hawks, isn't it, around their depth. They rely heavily on these starters we see here. Of course, they've got Campbell Scott to come off the bench tonight.
Yeah, they go deep. Sorry, when they don't go deep. Their players, their main guys, they play a lot in 32, 34 minutes across the starters. Really different than what I guess we see from the Rams side, you know, where no one's averaging over 30 minutes a game. They spread that load throughout the team. You can't give Taylor Britt a walk up three like that, Hawks.
Would you believe it? That's Taylor Britt's first made three since the international break. So good to get that one out of the way after a couple of lean outings from deep against the Tuatara and the Giants. Last touch there by a Ram. We missed the first bucket, first touch of Brandon Alston as well, coming off a campaign in Portugal, the 30-year-old, singlet 42. Always interesting, isn't it, Judd, to see how imports come straight in, naturally an adjustment period. Oh, what do I know?
Didn't take long. Look, yeah, no, it does. It's usually just with the little things like how the game's officiated, how physical, you know, different type of physicality. Walter Brown with the three. Hawks got to do a better job. They can't give up. You know, guys are getting into the rhythm straight away like this. This is what we're going to see.
Yes.
This is what we're going to see, Greta. This is the issue that the Rams are going to have. You know, they've spoken a lot about Greta throughout the week, really containing that drive from the slot area.
Screen there from Toy Smith-Milner. It's McDonald.
Yeah, he's got the switch.
Yates up high. Yeah, nice move. The Aussie, well tied it up by Greta. And here come the Hawks. And downhill Dan.
He's, you know, head down, any daylight at all, he's going to find a way to get through. You know, you can't be stuck on the hip with Daniel Greta. You've got to be chest in front, making sure you're leveling that out. We saw it in the Rapid League game. This is their DNA. They can put their heads down and they get to the rim.
I swear it just got brighter in the building. The lights coming into full effect as Taylor Britt, same spot, same result. And Jackson Ball down under the hoop and back play off the ball. Heavy contacts. And it is worth mentioning as well, those didn't catch the Sky Broadband Rapid League contest, Campbell Scott, who would be expected to play backup minutes in the guard position tonight, took a heavy knock as well in Rapid League, and we didn't see him afterwards. Really shaken up here is Jackson Ball, which is super unfortunate for the 17-year-old. Let's hope, just for the sake of those who love this game, in this league that we're going to see this young talent back on the floor tonight, as he has been lighting it up in season 2025, 21 points a game.
I didn't see what happened there.
No,
was it just a minor ankle sprain? Let's hope it's just a minor ankle sprain and he can walk that thing off and get back out on the court.
Greedon out, as good news out of that adversity is that Campbell Scott is on the floor, so that would have been doubly bad for the Hawks.
Yeah.
Had he been unavailable after the Rapid League issue. As Bowen is asking a bit too much there. Brown bobbles around.
Yeah, it was a nice pocket pass there from Brown to the rolling. Layup, another layup.
Wami Swakalabullet, explosive.
The Rams are going to have to do a much better job of protecting the paint there.
Sean McDonald now with his first basket. Rams retake the lead. And this is close to, as advertised, the two informed teams. Punch and counter punch early. Alston. This is from deep two. During warm-ups, a lot of long-range twos, but it's all about the three-point game of Taylor Britt. 3 from downtown.
And I can say this, if he hadn't have got that walk-up three in the first possession, you know, I don't think he's pulling up and shooting that one with confidence, with the same level of confidence.
Reader now from a similar spot. Yates fighting for the rebound. Averages 12 a game, best in the league. Luca Yates on the glass. Triple sub coming here for the Rams as the whistle for a foul. And looks like it'll be on Alston. In come Darling, Isaac, and Pena Jr. Here's another look at the incident with Jackson Ball, and it was just getting caught up with Kyle Bowen. It looked more contact than a twist.
It looked like it might have been his teammate from behind him. There was a bit of separation between him and Bowen. Bowen, but just didn't quite see that.
Just joining us there, Jackson Ball out of the game for now, as Isaac, a teardrop, short.
They've got to be able to contain this. This is where,
Reader, he's pumped.
Right now, he's just too much of a handful for the Rams. Guys, picking him up, establishing the ball, but not being able to level that off and keep him in front. What I mean by leveling him off is just chest in front, not being stuck on the hip. This is the reason why this guy averages 10 free throws per game.
So there you go, on that second look from the different angle. Yeah, it was on the way down. It was almost...
Was it on his teammate?
No, he was separated from his teammate. It was the contact once the foot made contact with the floor. As Greta completes the three-point play. Rams up by 1. Hawks dealing with adversity. Losing their young star. Smith Milner leaves that one short. Yates with the rebound. And they go to Greta once more. Why not? All gas, no break. And a foul committed by Pena Jr. His first.
And the Rams have got, Greta in transition is one of the toughest matchups that you're going to see in the NZNBL. Maybe the toughest matchup, with his pace and the straight line aggressiveness that he has. And you're going to get rewarded for that, in this league by getting yourself to the Chemist Warehouse line.
Now that is a perfect illustration of coming in hot from Rapid League, getting a boarding pass early in the NZNBL and making the most of it. Jacob Murphy, 15 in Rapid League, hits his first 3. Response though at the other end for the Rams. You
know what? I've seen enough of Jacob Murphy. He doesn't need to score 15 in Rapid to take that shot. Like he's got the confidence.
I'm not saying taking it, but making it.
Yeah,
too.
making it. Yeah, same thing.
Alston now caught in two minds. It works out okay for the Hawks. Pressure by Pena Jr. He's furious, because that's 2 quick fouls for CJ Pena. And he immediately makes his way off. So that's a small victory there for the Hawks. As Bowen comes back in.
There's that second foul for Pena. Like that's done for the rest of this quarter. Coach Quinn Clinton won't bring him out in this first quarter, but if he gets his third in the second quarter, then they start to play the game. Fortunately for the Rams, they've got the depth to be able to rotate guys through, but it just means that he has to play with a little bit more discipline in what he's doing there.
Kobe Kara into the ball game as well, another who was mightily impressive in Rapid League. Hawks beat Rams. Greeter, here's Murphy. Testing his range, asking a little bit too much on that occasion, and Rams possession.
We see the matchup now with Max Darling on Greeter. That might be a good matchup. You know, just Greeter does bully his way through his defender or through those angles. That's a, you know, as we know, Max is a different shaped basketballer, different frame there, stronger frame. So let's keep an eye on that one.
Oh, McDonald silky in the air and does everything but drop. Has Darling done enough? He has.
I think that hoop just needed maybe 2 more screws just to tighten that hoop up. It would have settled on that first bounce. Yeah, Sean McDonald, he's a guy that can get to his spots and rise up into those little mid-range games. It makes him a tough cover for any team, any individual.
Trying to get to Bowen there was McDonald, and foul committed by Jacob Murphy. And Sean McDonald doing shade under 23 points a game, 47% from downtown three-point range. Season high at 31 points. That massive win against the Tuatara. Bowen doesn't go. This at the end where we had some hoop issues, some rim issues in the pre-game. So we'll see if that continues throughout the course of the evening. Oh, strong there, Yates, but good positioning from Bowen. Yeah. Sam Gruggan saying it's a flop, but not the way the officials have seen it.
I wouldn't say it's a flop, but he did anticipate the move very well. He did, of course, fall over. He very well could have taken that one and held his ground, but he anticipated it well. I think if I think if Yates doesn't drop the shoulder as much, he doesn't get the call.
And now the gamesmanship from Jacob Murphy. That's a lovely finish there.
I can't tell who's who when those two are guarding each other. Great move there from Walter Brown.
Yeah, Walter Brown's got 7. Greeter's got 7. And a foul there. That one's going to go on Darling. So Darling with 1. CJ Pena in and out early with 2 fouls.
And if you see that, like when Greeter's got the basketball and he just sees one guy in front of him, like he's going. You know, everybody here in the stadium have seen that already now, probably about 4 or 5 times. Like, you know, you've got to do a better job of getting to a wall. You know, more urgency, and it is one of those things that I know the Rams have talked to a lot throughout the week about keeping him in front. And already right now, this is going to be a big adjustment for the Rams to find. And you know. Right now, how many points has he got? How many we're looking at? 9 points in the first quarter.
He's going to take a breather. Dan Greeter. Alston back in. But a hot start. And the Illawarra Hawk now a Hawke's Bay Hawk. Tied ball game. As Britt gets to the left. And nice follow there by Bowen.
Yeah, something Taylor Britt has worked on a lot over this, you know, when I first arrived here in Canterbury, just his ability to get to the basket. You know, he used to avoid, I guess, and evade the contact, and now he's really searching for that. And you know, it's a great set play that the Rams have in there. But yeah, now much more explosive athlete getting to the basket.
And getting to the line is now on here for the Hawks for the remainder of the first. 3:18 on the clock. Campbell Scott makes the first from the Chemist Warehouse strike.
And both teams in the bonus, so every foul from here on in. It's, you know, just under 7 minutes of play. Just shows you the assertiveness that each team is playing with, and the direct lines that they're playing with too.
Kai Isaac. A lot of movement, loose handle there. And turnover. 22 plays 22. Contest this early at Cowles. Hawks coming off. Very impressive Southern swing, wins over the Nuggets and the Sharks.
And this might be one way of keeping them in front right now. The 2-3 zone. You just got to make sure you're aware of where Scott is, because he will shoot that, and with confidence.
Not far away too. Kara, good effort there. And the long rebound. Shot clock resets to 14. There is Swakala-Bullock. Alston behind the back. Razzle dazzle, mid-range. Another look here for the Hawks. Swakala-Bullock in rhythm, catch and shoot. Rebounded this time by Bowen. And let's slow it down a touch here to Canterbury. Playing in the semi-pro strip tonight as Britt leaves that to the left.
You won't see Taylor Britt miss those little pull-ups there too often. Oh, great up fake.
Loose ball.
For those youngsters back home, no strike zone passes. Drop that one downstairs or upstairs. Should have been a bounce pass there for the receiver underneath the basket. Getting up shots quick, aren't we? It's going up and down.
It's loose and fast. As Scott now doesn't need another invitation. And he duly obliges with a three. Hawks back in front. Greta looking to check back in. A short break. The star import. Britt now. Brown from the elbow. Smooth.
Beautiful.
Walter Brown picking up from where he's left off. 9 points in this first quarter.
That's the next step. That's the next step for Walter Brown. You know, somebody that's been a trusted defender, plays within the system offensively, but he's got that little mid-range game. He plays well out of the pocket.
Alston. Oh, nice little spin and finish there from the debutant. Out of Washington, D.C. is Bowen. And a lot of the unseen mop-up work in close, Kyle Bowen.
This is a pace that the Rams can sustain. You know, they've got the depth. So the Hawks, can they keep this level of scoring going as we go throughout the next three quarters? But
that's gone in. No, won't count. Won't count. Wasn't in the act of shooting, but still, it's going to end up with a trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for Swakala-Bullock.
And we know the Hawks get themselves to the foul line. Their free throw rate is second in the competition at 34%. That's, you know, if you look at the comparative to where the Rams sit at 24%, you know, they're 11th there at the bottom of the table. So in regards to how many shots they get at the foul line comparative to their field goal attempts, the Hawks, this is what they do. This is their DNA. We saw that in the Rapid League, and we're seeing here tonight.
And I was just about to say, they lead the league in free throw percentage shooting as well, 76% on the season, as Swakala-Bullock misses both. 8-second differential here between game and shot clock. Sean McDonald waiting.
Sort of standing around from the Rams.
Oh, pulls up from the Cowles car park, doesn't go. Greta, he only knows one way. Oh, Brown does enough to disrupt.
He's got to go.
Alston looking to announce himself to the New Zealand National Basketball League. Brandon Alston away to the left. But an entertaining first quarter. And it's the Hawke's Bay Hawks, the visitors. 1 point in front, 27-26. Good ball game this here on Sky.
Do you want one? Thank you. Oh, I'm almost there too. Yep.
Grab a large meatball pizza with the online code SalesBola, 25.32.99 from Sales. Stage over the long weekend. Hope you're enjoying this one at home or wherever you're tuning in. And good news, Jackson Ball, you might be able to see there, center of your screen, back in after an early injury concern to his right leg. And tell you what, Judge Flavel, the Hawks did well in his absence, led by one of their main men, Dan Greta.
Yeah, Dan Greta doing Dan Greta things, getting himself to the foul line, getting 3 from 3 from the foul line. Layups, 9 points leading them, but good support there from Campbell Scott, who came in and played a lot due to Jackson Ball being out. Yeah, they'll be happy. They'll be happy that they're able to, take a 1-point lead into that end of that first quarter. The Rams shot the ball really well, 4 from 5 from the 3-point line. Taylor Britt 3 from 3, and Walter Brown 1 from 1.
Here is Greta picking up from where he left off in the first. Just a little too easy, you feel?
Yeah, 100%. You got to guard him. The zone is designed to try to keep the ball out of the paint.
Sean McDonald just hot knife through butter there. All too easy at the other end. Here's Alston, who's looked good in his Hawks debut. Look at Brown on ball. Match up. A couple of tall blacks is Alston, Greta.
Oh.
Bowen just a little bit overzealous in the closeout. And Dan Greta heading to the Chemist Warehouse stripe to shoot 3. Take a second look. And no arguments.
Nope.
So the fouls have been a bit of an issue for the home team, the Canterbury Rams. Couple early in this second quarter. Weren't able to get much out of CJ Pena as well. 2 fouls in 68 seconds.
And when he comes in the ball game, I think, just seeing how aggressive the Hawks are and the way that they play. He's going to have to do a great job of sliding his feet, maybe cushioning up just a little bit more, but without doing it too much, because then you don't want to give run-ups to the offensive guys to be able to, get a full head of steam at you at the same time.
Hawks up by 4 after 3 from 3 at the stripe from Greta, who's now got 14, and an offensive foul. Swakala Bullock a little bit troubled as well.
Yeah, just a hit on the shoulder, lead with the shoulder. I think this is one of those things that we talk about in this league, and the points of emphasis that the refs are really going off, just screening. All your screens need to be in the middle, the center of your chest. They can't be the shoulder. You can't. If you lead with your shoulder, you're leaving yourself susceptible to fouls. And in other leagues, maybe that is something that you can get away with. But we're at the mid stage of the.
Hold that Isaac, and let Brandon Alston know as well. Welcome to Christchurch.
Can't be sloppy on all of those possessions. The Rams do a great job with their inbounds defense.
His ball now. Alston misses the 3. Here's Smith-Milner. Brown. Rams looking to go. And there's the whistle and a foul. This time going the other way, much to the delight of the Rams bench. And Walter Brown has to have earned himself a trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Taking a look at that foul count. 9-5 now. Fouls committed, that is, 9 by the Rams.
I like it when Walter's in this mood, when he has that ball and he sees the gaps, he sees the lines to the basket there. You've seen him get deep into the paint when they've done a good job of cutting him off and turn over that right shoulder and hit that little fade, which he's very well capable of. But he's definitely in for a great first half right now.
Makes them both. Walter Brown into double-digit scoring with 11.
This is that defense that I was talking about. They don't give you an inch, the Rams. They're going to stay up the floor and get after you.
Oh, great work. Smith-Milner read the pass from Greta.
Some turnovers accumulating right now for the Hawks.
McDonald, Smith-Milner, deadly from 3, drives, can't get it to go. Here's Greta again. Ball from 3, never looked like missing Jackson Ball.
They did a good job, the Rams. They really contained Greta well, but they ended up with 2 stuck on the ball and ended up, you know, that's how Jackson got free momentarily.
That's all he needs, a moment. As Brown gets a head start on Ball there, but great help from Greta. Now here come the Hawks. Alston, oh, the work of Kyle Isaac a couple of times now on Brandon Alston.
He did all the hard work. I'm not sure if Kyle Isaac got a swipe down on that, came down off his, swipe down, hit it off his knee. You can see Alston, you can see the shiftiness that he has though. He's going to be a great addition to this roster.
McDonald gets the switch, wants to go at Campbell Scott, frees up Brown. The Jack Jumpers connection doesn't go on that occasion. And again, just teetering over that fine line of the Rams here between aggression and getting in the bad books of the officials.
Yeah, they're going to have to manage it now. You know, they're in the bonus, so, or the Hawks are in the bonus, so it's...
Early shot there from Ball, doesn't go, and here's Brown. Not wanting to allow the Hawks to set, and Brown takes full advantage. Coach Gruggan wants a word with his Hawks. 3 minutes into the second quarter, 1-point game.
Walker Brown climbing up to 13 points and looking great, looking very confident, attacking the basket, looking at his jumpers as well. It's great signs for the Rams. Hawks, however, you know, just got to get some good offense going now. They've had a few turnovers in the last, probably, you know, within the last 6 possessions, maybe 2 or 3 turnovers. Need a good offense coming out of this one. Can they find Greta on a downhill action? Something that's been successful throughout the whole game thus far.
Well, Walter Brown averaging just a tick over 13 points a game. Currently with 13 points here in this one. With a lot of basketball to play. 11 minutes into his night. Dan Greta leading all scorers with 14. The team's deep in discussion as there's always something happening. I know it really puts a smile on my face to see all these other extracurricular things that happen in the stadium that you're now witnessing. Judd Flavel is the former Rams coach, because you're usually, or historically, so deep in the game you don't get to see all the stuff on the periphery, and you're really loving it.
I was having a little smile there, just seeing all those little youngsters out there running and going as hard as a Daniel Greta or Walter Brown downhill to get to the other end. Loved it.
See what the adjustments are from both teams. That's fine there. Ball to Greta. Ball back with it.
See the Rams come out into a bit of a press right there, and Hawks handled it easy.
And Greta again getting it his own way. Had to work for it there though. There was that matchup that you alluded to before. Greta, or Darling on Greta. Darling's now, so Judd going to have to come out. He's picked up his third.
Yeah, that's what Greta does, isn't it? But I do believe Max is, now that changes things, but he was the best matchup for Greta. Greta had to work very hard for that. Max may have just followed him at just one step too far, sort of had him pinned under the backboard, and really, you know, Greta did well to get around to the other side and, gets himself again to the foul line, or to the Chemist Warehouse line.
Well, that was the 4th foul on Daniel Greta, and he's now 8 for 8 from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line.
And they're shooting free throws now. Just under 7 minutes left in this quarter to go, and the Hawks are going to be shooting free throws every time down, on every foul.
Sean McDonald unsuccessful from beyond the arc. So intriguing to see the mindset here of the Rams in foul trouble. Hawks in the bonus. Here goes Kara. And Luca Yates with the left.
Great offense. You rewind that back to the ball screen that happened, and the Rams in a hard show, which they've been traditionally their primary cover. Hawks did a great job. Start with Jackson Ball getting the ball on quickly and find the closeout in the corner.
Great work here from Kyle Bowen, creating the room there for Kaya Isaac to cut to the basket. Rams hanging in there despite their foul issues. That's the Hawks by 3. Scott.
There you go again. You see two on the ball in the pick and roll. They move the ball quickly. 2 passes, get you a wide open shot or a tactical long closeout. Great offense and discipline there from the Hawks.
Second 3 of the night for Ball. And it's a 6-point buffer. Here's Kai Isaac again. Back-to-back baskets for Kai Isaac.
That's his shot. That little pocket, that little mid-range game. He does so well to get himself 2 feet into the paint like that and rise up. Once again, here he's hit. Yep, you see the adjustment there from Tohi. Not committing to the complete hard show. Staying home, connected with his more.
Oh, but Luca Yates reaches deep down into his bag and pulls out a 3. McDonald trying to thread the needle through to Bowen, and
you see the difference there between the two teams. The Hawks are sitting back with that pick and roll, sitting back, retreating into a bit more of a drops coverage, and opening up their pocket passes for the Rams right now, but they haven't really connected on that. You know, there hasn't been a clean connection there between the guard and the rolling big.
CJ Pena back in after those 2 early fouls in the first, and fighting for a rebound there. The American import does well.
This is what I love about CJ, just his ability to, he's a straight out shooter. He can score the basketball, but he goes hunting for little plays like this on every possession. The rebounding, runs his lane, great rebounder, and really fits this DNA, I guess, of this Rams team that it has been over the last few years too. The rebounding has been the strength.
Yeah, 14 rebounds last week, just to illustrate that point, Judd, in a come from behind 89-87 win over the Nelson Giants, averaging 18 and 8 on the season.
The stat that says it all is he averages 21 minutes. He could play another 15 minutes on another team. You know, where would those numbers be? But you know, he sacrifices those stats, and everybody in this Rams team does, to give themselves a strong chance to go and hang another banner. The Hawks, 47 points, 4.5 minutes to go. Very, very impressive. Doing it in a number of ways. Some some shot making there. Agree to get into the foul line, but what impresses me the most is when they get to the ball screen. So many times you see a ball handler that sees a 2 on the board, a hard show, and wants to hang on to the basketball. It's very common to see, and you saw Jackson Ball, just how quick and decisive he was with the punishment of that.
Well, the Rams' 3rd best defense in the league, just allowing shade over 85 points a game, and the way the Hawks are tracking, certainly surpass that mark if they were to continue at this rate. What do you feel like the adjustment or the discussions will be down to our left, Jump Favel, right now in that Rams huddle?
Yeah, look, I guess just that pick and roll defense that we talked about is, how much do you expose? We saw Tohi Smith-Milner hard showing, disconnecting from his guy, because that's what they do. That's what the system says to do. And they got hurt, with a jumper and a drive to the basket off a long closeout in the corner. Next time down, he changed that to being a little bit more of a quick show where he stayed connected with this guy, which means that off the basketball, everybody can stay home with their guy, because the Hawks have become a bit more of a pass-orientated attack against that pick and roll coverage. So that, along with the foul discipline, that's going to be the massive one for the rest of this quarter.
Walter Brown has been a shining light for the Rams tonight, and he continues to be so. 16 now for Brown.
Great play coming out of their timeout.
Rams cut it to 4. Can they mount a run here late in the second? Scott from deep certainly has that range. Leaves a little shallow. There's Britt. It's a real tangle there. Does well to hold on to it in the end. As Brown stays aggressive. And that's last come off the Nike shoelaces of Walter Brown.
And that's the one for me. Just Walter, I would have liked him to take that three. It was a spot up catch and shoot three right there. He was backing himself that the guy was going to be running a little bit harder at him on the three-point line just because he had made one. But go ahead and back it up again, knock another one down.
Scott and Brown doing Walter Brown things on the defensive end. The pass just a little in front of Pena there. Rams have to regroup, but CJ Pena.
He can shoot the basketball. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Spot up or if he's flying off any type of action.
And a 6-point run here after the timeout for the Rams. They cut it to 1. And that one pinballs around. Last touch by Dan Greta.
Good recovery there from Walter Brown. Greta had him beat on that drive. Faked the dribble handoff and attack down the slot. Walter Brown just getting the hand. Same play as that we saw before with Kyle Isaac stripping the ball out of Alston's hands.
It's Brett. Great pass, great find. You get the result.
Great look. Yep. Fantastic look.
Where do the Hawks go? Greta gets the screen from Yates. Oh, again, it's a little loose. Kahu Treacher into the ball game here for the Hawks. Strong drive. Talked a lot about his athleticism in Rapid League, didn't we, Judd? Oh, Sean McDonald met at the summit by Greta. Oh, contact there though, and Sean McDonald will shoot 2.
Yeah, just going back to that Treacher finish, that was impressive. You know, he took a little bit of contact there from Pena and able to finish that one nicely. He's got the athleticism tools, got the soft hands and soft finish. I think he's going to be a real asset for this Hawks team as they go on.
McDonald makes them both. He's got 8 points tonight. So it's back to just a 1-point lead. Really good contest, this one, here on Sky Sport. Rams Hawks. Rams looking to stay unbeaten at Cowles Stadium this season. 10-2 their record. Top of the league. Ball, Greta, Treacher now, corner 3. Doesn't go. Brown tidies up. There's Kai Isaac curling. Bowen again creating some separation for Isaac. That time it doesn't go. Alston. Go to Treacher once more. They're back in the youngster, and it's paying dividends for Hawke's Bay Hawks. Britt. Oh, great work by Paul, but they're going to say, in actual fact, there was contact and an injury issue again in a similar area to where Jackson Ball had troubles in the first quarter, and it's Kaya Isaac rolling around with a right lower leg issue.
Yeah, he's in a bit of pain. And Kaya don't stay down. It's not a good sign for the Rams. Yep, being helped off like this.
And of course, no younger brother Tama Isaac tonight, away with Canterbury's under-20s at Nationals. So Backcourt depth tested. Let's wait and see what the information is from the Rams. It's not in a good way. Early signs there for Kaya Isaac as Britt makes the first. We have to ask even more of Taylor Britt here tonight as the Rams bring up 50. $1:15 to play here in the first half. Full court press here from the Rams. Just getting it over within the 8 seconds. And Murphy, 50-50 call perhaps. Rams think it was travel potentially, but right, not the way the officials have seen it. Jacob Murphy will go to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
I was just going to say that it's how important it was that CJ doesn't pick up this third foul going into the into the second half. Now Max Darling and CJ with their third foul. I mean, still plenty of guys there not in foul trouble, but 2 important pieces, especially with Greeter on the floor. Not that he's on the floor now, but especially with a Greeter type coming at you in the second half.
Murphy splits the free throws. And we're going to have a timeout, a coach timeout late in the second quarter here. Quinn Clinton wants to have a word. It's this. So with a minute and a second to go here in the first half, Hawks leading by 2. You see their field goals, both shooting at a high clip, 50% and above. Well, it's been foul trouble for the Rams. Story of this evening: Pena Jr., Darling both on 3, Cole Bowen on 2. Dan Greeter doing a lot of that work down low. Currently with 16 points, half of that coming from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Perfect 8 from 8. 16 points, 7 rebounds already for Dan Greeter. And an injury concern as well for the Rams with Kaya Isaac off the court with a leg issue. Good test of this Rams roster. 6-game win streak. As McDonald gets that first step on Alston. Bowen, another offensive rebound and a strong finish.
Yeah, doing a great job. Doing what Cole Bowen does, collecting all the scraps, all the offensive rebounds. He's, he makes a living off, I guess, other guys, the attention that they grab, but he puts himself in the right spot at every time.
Yeah, 3rd offensive rebound now for Bowen, as the Hawks are called their BNZ player timeout here with 47.5 seconds to go in the second quarter. Murphy, Alston, Yates, Treacher and Scott on the floor here for the Hawks. Here is Alston now, the baseline drive and using the rim to good effect. Brandon Alston on debut, impressing. Rams, Bowen. Oh.
Had a foot on the line, so it was just a 2.
Long 2 from Bowen. Tied ball game. Shot clock goes off late in the half. Alston calling for Luca Yates screen. Treacher, Murphy, got to go here. Kahu Treacher, and just away to the left. And nothing separates these two teams, both in good form. in the Cowles NBL. 54 plays 54. Dan Greta leading from the front for the Giants, for the Hawks, excuse me, Giants last year with 16 and 16 points as well for Walter Brown, who is standing by right now in actual fact with Judd Flavel.
And I'm here with Walter Brown. Walter, great first half for you. You got 16 points. How are you feeling out there?
No, I feel good. I feel confident, but as a team, we need to be a lot better. 54 is just way too much.
And that was going to be my next question. What do you think the coach's dress is going to be at the halftime sheds? What do you guys need to do in the second half?
We need to shut down the guys that we scouted the whole week. We can't be having scout breakdowns and letting people get in their strong hands and driving. They've hit some shots, but we can be better.
Thanks for your time, Walter. All the best for the second half. And coming in, I got Daniel Greta here. Like Walter Brown, very aggressive in the first half, setting the tone for your team, getting to the foul line. That's what you do. How are you feeling out there?
I'm feeling good. You know, I'm getting calls, which is great, and I'm just going to stay aggressive and keep trying to get on the rim.
And both teams, 54 points. I know there'll be a lot of talk about the defense probably in the second half. What do you think are one of the keys or some of the keys about the defensive end for you guys to walk out of here with a big win?
I think like they're jump shooters. Like everyone on the Rams can make threes, and with us, we're kind of short. We want to switch everything. We lost our four-man. Like I'm like the second tallest on the team. So switching, getting aggressive, and trying to get some steals and run them off the line, I think.
Well, good stuff, and all the best for the second half there.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thoughts there of Walter Brown and Daniel Greta. Plenty more to come here from Cowles Stadium. 54-54 at halftime. Half-time at Cowles Stadium. Inside look at the Rams dressing room. Nick Bewley, Judd Flavel, your commentators tonight. It is all square, 54 all Rams. Hawks. What do you make of it all, Judd Flavel? Interesting to get the insights there of both Walter Brown and Dan Greta. It's almost like both seeing and hearing the same things in terms of how they were getting a lot offensively from staying aggressive, but neither team happy with what's happening at the other end defensively to give up 54 points.
Yeah, that's right. The chat in the locker room might be the same with both teams. You know, it was very similar. I think if you're the Hawks right now, you're in a good position. You know, you've got CJ Pena, you've got Max Darling on 3 fouls. Unfortunately, it looks like Kai Isaac might be out. So you have a bit more of a level playing field in terms of the Rams' depth is definitely an issue for teams. And the way that they're scoring the basketball right now, I'm just looking at obviously they're 5 from 15 from the 3-point line, which is 33%, which is good. You take that. But they're 11 from 14 from the foul line. You know, the way that they're accumulating the points. So if they can do it in this third quarter especially and accumulate more fouls on the Rams are going to have to make some serious adjustments with that.
And it was interesting too, the point that Dan Greta made around the height disadvantage, if you like. He sort of alluded to the fact he's the second tallest guy on the roster at the minute. Do you feel like that's something the Rams potentially, I know a lot of their bigs are in foul trouble, but someone like a Tohi Smith-Milner, for example, just none from 2 for the night in 11 minutes. Is it something that the Rams could potentially exploit, that Hawks disadvantage vertically?
Well, yeah, maybe they can do a bit more of a, I guess, a job in attacking the drops coverage as we discussed in the way that the Hawks do it. But yeah, the Hawks do a good job. They fight and compete. You know, when you are smaller, you tend to get away with a little bit more. You know, a little bit more physicality. Tohi, as we know, like you know, he's going to pick and roll. He's going to pick and pop sometimes, but. It's probably where the Rams can look at taking advantage of that is like on the offensive glass as well, you know. And the other area too, we saw Walter Brown getting into the paint. We saw Kai Isaac get into the paint, and they don't have that shot blocker. So you've got we saw Taylor Britt get into the paint. So yeah, just keeping a head down mentality, but also if the Hawks are going to be in the switch mode, then can you capitalize on the mismatch on the rebounds, where that's where someone like Tohi can really take advantage.
Ready to come here from Cowles Stadium. Plenty to play for too. Second half, not too far away. Second half coming up here at Cowles Stadium in Christchurch. Cracking contest so far, that opening 20 minutes. Hawks led by 1 at quarter time, all even Stevens at the half-time break. Nick Bewley here with Tall Blacks coach, former Rams coach, Judd Flavel alongside. Some potentially encouraging signs here for the Rams too. Just glancing to my left, Judd with Kaya Isaac at least on the bike after that foot issue in the second quarter. Perhaps a suggestion that might try and give it a go, but we shall wait and see.
That's a great sign. It's a great sign if he's up moving around like that. The way that he got carried off like that, yeah.
Here come the Rams. First possession of the second half. And a travel. Well, Walter Brown was caught demanding the action and perhaps just sort of took his shaking the head there, sort of says it all really.
I'm just reading the response on the body language on the team. It looked like Kyle Bowen was maybe thinking of a different action and wasn't quite on the same page.
So how did the Hawks come out after a really encouraging first half? They had to deal with being without Jackson Ball for a period there in the first quarter. He's overcome a leg injury as well. Greeder showing what he's got. He's not just downhill Dan. He can shoot it deep too. It's his second attempted three-pointer of the night and his first make. And up to 19 points. Oh, the little shimmy there. Brown getting the better of Ball and the finish.
Yeah, great baseline rip there. They won't be happy with that, the Hawks. Got to keep a body in front, square it off, no rejects on the baseline.
Well, just as it was in the first half.
I was just going to say, the two players that have been dominating the first half have come out right from the get-go here in the third quarter.
Brown and Greeder show, but Campbell Scott showing what he is capable of as well. Up to 7 points. Yes, the three players in double-digit scoring. Taylor Britt with the attempt there is the other.
Great hustle from Walter Brown. Just outworked Jackson Ball on that loose ball.
And now the fine Brown and the rip through Britt. And a potential three-point play. A lot to like there if you're a Rams fan.
Yeah, good attack. Good attack. We've seen twice now Taylor Britt getting himself to the basket. You know, interesting stat that I just looked at with the Hawks, looking at their points in the paint, 26 points in the first half. But the big stat right there is 13 from 15 in the paint. So they're getting rewarded when they get there. And when they're not hitting it, I'm guaranteeing that they're probably getting accumulating fouls at the same time. So big win for them if they can keep their pressure on.
Third foul on Jackson Ball as well. Going to monitor. As Yates, haven't seen too much of this tonight. Yates, Smith, Milner. How about that cut and finish, Jackson Ball.
Nice finish. Just going back to that pick and roll there with it. The Rams put two onto the basketball, the hard show. And Alston's gone back to the single side. You got to go to the strong side, get that ball onto the. That's where the help defense is coming from. He's got to do a better job of getting that ball to the right way, right direction.
Fortuitous there for the Rams. Nutmeg situation. A loose handle from Greeder going straight through the legs of Sean McDonald. And it'll be Rams possession.
Chip and chase.
Hawks by 2. And frustration to our left from Coach Clinton. Not happy with, once again, an illustration, not quite being on the same page. Yes, they get the outcome, but there's just a few signs they're not quite as sharp as they'd like to be.
Yeah, the timing's not right, you know, and a good functioning offense has the spacing, but it has the timing, the synergy between the people involved in the action. So they're not as crisp as what they want to be, and now we see the timeout. And that's not just about that basket that they're just giving up. That's because of the earlier possessions there on the offensive end. Like you say, came away with the 2 points, but we're already seeing signs that he doesn't like. Good timeout here from Coach Clinton.
Speaking of Swift, though, you would not know that this is the first time Brandon Alston is playing with this Hawke's Bay Hawks side. 8 points on 4 of 10 shooting, but 3 assists as well. He's just found Luca Yates there prior to the timeout. Really handy addition.
Oh, he can hoop. You can see that. You know what I'd like from him is that when he plays within the structure and he gets to that pick and roll, like as I was alluding to before, just being able to capitalize and moving the ball to the strong side. We saw that in the first half with Jackson Ball. The difference when he saw the hard shot, he moved it quickly to the right direction, and they were able to play with the numbers game on the weak side. You know, when he goes back to the strong side, it's a short closeout. There's no advantage there. The Rams get away with the possession. So just little things like that, which I guess are things that you build with a team and with the coach and what your coach wants off those, how you're going to punish those coverages. So that'll take time, but yeah, great signs from what we're seeing for a first up performance right now. He's probably still learning his teammates' names, you know.
That's what I was just about to say.
I'm talking like too much of a coach right now, being critical on his pick and roll. But look, right now it's a ball game, and he's a big part of it.
McDonald in the face and the hand up there. Dan Greeter can't get it to go. And here is Brandon Alston, who we've been talking about on debut for the Hawks. Kicks it back out to Scott, and the Hawks reset. 10 on the shot clock. Ball, Scott.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Can't make. Brown, the rebound. And Kai Isaac looking to check back into the game. Smith-Milner has been quiet until now.
Yep, that's one way of punishing the drops coverage, you know. Tohi popping and putting a lot of pressure for them to get that switch. Jackson Ball didn't know that he'd popped. Communication came late. And I can tell you what, the next time Tohi gets another catch on the three-point line, that ball's going to go up. Great baseline rip there. Who did he rip that on the baseline there?
Walter Brown. It's good we match up within a matchup, isn't it? Ball and Brown tonight. And another lead change. It's 6 lead changes in the first half. And we have another one here. 66 plays 65.
We're just seeing in front of us, Kai Isaac checking in.
Yeah.
So, great job.
And a blocking foul on Bowen. That'll be his third.
Would have been a very close call. May have just started to fall over before he really taken that contact, you know.
Taylor Britt, Walter Brown check out for the Rams. Kyle Bowen as well. There's Darling in. Kai Isaac back in as well. Important little period this for the Rams. A couple of their key contributors having a breather.
And Max has to be careful here. He's playing against a shifty guard that wants to score. Good defense there.
Darling wins that mini battle as the Rams go the other way. McDonald, Smith-Milner highly involved here in the third, and a lovely dish to CJ Pena Jr.
So he proves me wrong. He must have, you know, he's caught on the three-point line and went for the up fake and rip. And a nice drop off to the ever-present Pena.
Good little run this to the Rams. Alston doesn't go.
Good rebound from Smith-Milner and running the floor right now. Max Darling's open. Oh, both open now.
Sam Gruggan's seen enough. Smart timeout in the Hawks just as the Rams were running.
I love this from Pena. He's been here a while now. He's feeling very, very comfortable. He's starting to see the emotion come out, the passion come out in him. Yeah, no, he's a great one.
Interestingly, Judd is spotting there Wani Swakala-Bullock as well. The training top over the singlet at the minute, just held to 12 minutes so far. Just trying to rack my brain whether he actually started the second half as well. So that's another little storyline to watch there. It's the 2 shots and the 1 make for Swakala-Bullock. He's been an important contributor, particularly in this Hawks run of late, winning 4 of their last 5.
Yeah, and with 2 fouls. So, yeah, not a foul issue. Hopefully he's all good and he can get back out there on the court. Such an integral piece to this Hawks roster. So, yeah, you're right. He's looking... Yeah, with the warm-up top. Yeah. Interesting. Keep an eye on.
Got a 1-2, of course. The Hawks back in action. King's birthday Monday. A couple of days up the road against the Nelson Giants.
Treacher back in. He was good in the first half. Gave them good contribution in his minutes.
Yeah, real good energy in the youngster, Kahu Treacher. Hawks need that spark here. Down by 6. Here he is, right on cue.
Nice pass, nice bounce pass. But good back out there from Treacher, and going to be an important piece if Sparkle-Bullock's out of the game.
Pena Jr. now trying to keep that momentum going, but how about the effort from Darling, and then just delicately puts it up and in for 2. And now Isaac, the full court pressure. McDonald caught in 2 minds, had too much time. Pena Jr. second opportunity. McDonald more in his comfort zone. And now a whistle and a foul the other way. It is loud here at Cowles. It's Jacob Murphy who commits the foul. Kaya Isaac is proving to be a nuisance to the opposition. Let's take another look here on the replay. And yeah, poor discipline really from Murphy.
Yeah.
May have sold it to the officials, Kaya Isaac, but you just can't be getting yourself in those situations.
Definitely. Kaya baited him into that one, you know, and I think it's just got to be, a lot better than that. It's got to be on the scouting report as well, but a big run there from the Rams, and Hawks need to get themselves, gather themselves and get themselves back on track here. It
wasn't too long ago the Hawks had a 4-point lead. Now they trail by 9 as Yates.
And I'm not sure if that was by design, but that's a good option for them if they can go and try to attack CJ. You can see he wasn't as aggressive a defender as what he would like usually.
The handle there of Sean McDonald in mid-air, changing from right to left. And now Smith-Milner with a strategic foul, perhaps. Just his first of the night. That allows the subs to come in. Brits and Bowen. Jackson Ball checks back in as well for the Hawks. Big run this. What have the Hawks got? They go to the youngster Treacher again. And a late whistle and a foul on Britt. Treacher rewarded for his continued aggression.
That's right. I mean, the Red Sea opened up there. I mean, it was a misdirection play, looking like they had the floppy action, the shooter coming out of the screen, and whether it was by design, again, I'm not sure, but yeah, good on him for getting to the basket. Late call there from Marty Davidson. You know, I think for a player, very frustrating just to, or for a coach as well, just how late those calls are at times. Sometimes I think they wait for the advantage of whether the ball goes in or not. I mean, I personally don't agree with that. I think a foul should be a foul and call it when you see it.
7-point game. It's a little under 3 minutes to go in the third. Hawks finally stopping that Rams run. Darling. Too big, too strong. Max Darling. 4 points for the night. Back out to 9. Breeder. Just the 3 points for him in this third quarter as Ball fires Yates. Oh, furious at himself, misses the follow, but Campbell Scott with the hustle play. And this time, Treacher.
He's making that look easy too. Just quietly. There's a little bit of work to do there when you had Kyle Isaac there waiting for him.
Well, 5 minutes off the bench for Kahu Treacher. 9 points There's Bowen, patient, and gets the whistle and a foul. He'll head to the Chemist Warehouse strike. Coach Gruggan there talking to Hawks bench. So Isaac checks out.
Good minutes there from Kyle Isaac. You know, a little bit of a spark to change that momentum of that game. Oh, sorry, of that little patch there, that little run that the Rams had. And that was really the first run that we had. This is the biggest lead that we've had in the game. I think we got to 9 points.
Certainly. Yeah, first half, the biggest scoring run we had for the Rams was 6. For the Hawks, 7.
And what was the biggest lead in the first half?
I'm glad you asked. It was 9 for the Rams. I feel like that was, well, that might be, sorry, as things stand. I'm trying to rack my brain, but certainly not as many as 9. Currently stands at 7. 2 minutes to go in the third. Scott.
You see now the change-up gone from a hard show to a switch in the ball screen coverage, which leaves the mismatch on the outside. That was good defense there for Paul Bowen, but Campbell Scott up for the challenge, taking him on.
Bowen kicks it back out for Darling. Treacher trying to wall up, but Darling muscles his way to the rim.
Yeah, the right idea from Treacher, walling up, but did it far too early and allowed Max to give the angle to the basket. You know, get back in front of the basket, work hard to get back in front, then wall up as he starts to take off.
Scott again, how do we look? 6 on the shot clock, attacks Brown, spins. Not far away as Britt cops a hand from Yates. And the Rams captain a little shaken up. I'll tell you what, I know we're still a wee way away from playoff basketball in the NZNBL, but it just feels the intensity on each and every possession between 2 teams that sit in that playoff picture at the minute. Very quality basketball for this time of the year.
We're at that stage. We're past the halfway mark. You know, teams are settled. Even though we've got some new players on the roster, we're starting to see teams that are really found their identity, I guess, and everybody is still with a chance of making the playoffs. You know, so and we've seen some great games. I mean, some very close encounters, and yeah, I think that's going to continue as we go through, of course.
So jump ball situation there after Britt momentarily lost the handle, and the arrow is pointing away of the Hawks. There's 1:02 to go in the third. Can they go on a mini run of their own here to get things back to parity? Alston, Kobe Kara onto the floor here for the Hawks.
They'll switch this ball screen, which they have, and
there's the shiftiness again of Alston, a little bit selfish perhaps you could say there. Tough shot attempts, and McDonald the other way. Oh, halfway down.
Yeah, the Hawks are attacking the bigs on the perimeter, but they're forgetting that it's Kyle Bowen. You know, Kyle Bowen is technically a big, but he slides. One of the best things he does is sliding his feet on the perimeter.
There's Alston again. Greedon out. And the steal from Britt. Darling running the floor. Britt. Oh, they're going to say, well, initially looked like they were going to wave that one off. But the foul committed by Treacher. Rosanowski.
I'd like to see a replay of that one. Like, from my angle, I thought Treacher did a great job.
Yeah, he looked like
just A to B. Jumps up at A, lands at B. Jumps up at A, lands at A.
Yeah.
You know, Taylor did the smart thing going into the body, but yeah. As you can see, the frustration there from Coach Gruggan.
Brett now up to 19 points. Can make it 20 here with his second, and he does just that. 20 points in 20 minutes for Taylor Britt.
Yeah.
Shot clock off. It's been the Rams quarter opening up a 9-point advantage. Isaac on Scott. Alston trying to power his way. And there was a whistle there. And a lot of opinions being shared here at Cowles Stadium. I'm going to say quarter's up. And Sam Gruggan continues to remonstrate with the officials. It's the Rams who come out on top after that third quarter, 85-76. Fourth quarter ahead here at Cowles Stadium. By the way, if you do like the look of these one-off Canterbury Rams uniforms, a nod to the comedy hits semi-pro in the early 2000s. They will be auctioned off, and all money raised going towards the Aranui Community Trust charity. So jump on the Canterbury Rams social media channels for more information. And Flint Tropics, the Canterbury Tropics, although a day out from the official start of winter, it is anything but tropical here, I can tell you that, in the Garden City. As we await our cue for what should be a really interesting fourth quarter here. Judd Flavel, the Rams threw a couple of big punches, but not yet the knockout punch this Hawks team certainly capable of eating into and getting past this 8-point deficit. Tohi, hold that thought. He's in his spot.
Yeah, really, it was just that one little patch where the Rams got away, and just a couple of errors there from the Hawks, compounded that. And Greeta's their guy. They got to get stops. They got to get stops and get out in transition and run. That's where Greeta's at his most dangerous.
Yeah, well, they had 16 points at the half, 19 points entering the fourth there, so did cool off a touch. Talked about staying aggressive to yourself at half-time, above the rim, and that helps the Hawks' cause.
That was a breakdown from Kyle Bowen, just standing guarding the ball instead of guarding the hoop.
McDonald, extra pass from Isaac Pena Jr., just the way to the left. Missed opportunity there for the Rams.
This is it right here. This is where he's got the opportunity to go, Greeta. Got the green light.
And we were seeing that a lot, weren't we, in the first half? Now we got pull-up threes, but look, if you can do that, why not mix it up?
Wow, that's the second one for the half.
Similar spot too, just to the left.
You know what, that just sets up too, like Kyle Bowen has to be disciplined the next time that happens. Can't be...
Oh! Bowen with Treacher in front. Greeta wanted a piece as well.
That may be off. Yeah, Kyle Bowen's the back of him.
Great defensive intensity and willingness there from the Hawks on the back of a couple of big plays down to the offensive end, and all of a sudden that 8-point lead is 3. And it creates doubt, doesn't it, for the defence of the Rams when Greta starts pulling up those threes.
And that's what I was alluding to. I didn't finish off my sentence there. You know, just staying disciplined with the scout, and they'll make the necessary adjustments from there, but you don't want to overreact to that right now. Key words, right now.
There's Alston. And nice find to ball cutting, but just can't finish.
I don't know how they lost him on that one.
Oh, what about the pass? Precise from McDonald to Bowen. Had to be perfect, and it was. Alston. Treacher, really good spark plug off the bench for the Hawks. They've been without Sparkler Bullock. Jackson Ball. Ridiculous.
And a better job there from Alston getting off the basketball straight away. Wasn't necessarily open, but does make a difference if the player's catching that in rhythm.
Pena Jr. in rhythm. Can't get the corner 3 to go. And the Hawks made a real dent to that third quarter deficit. They could tie things up here. They could go ahead. Alston, gee, thought about it there for a second. Smith-Milner called for the foul.
Yeah, just late getting out. Doing a good job there, Alston, of attacking the hip. Real fine line between attacking with the dribble and passing it. You know, you see the guy jump out early, pass. Smith-Milner a little bit late. You can take advantage, drive at the hip, see if you can get yourself to accumulate a foul.
Here's Alston now. Again, shifty, trying to get that move on. Britt, who does well. Alston-Yates connection has been good, but not on that occasion. Britt and Alston just hanging on to the singlet there and spotted by referee Davidson. And he's going to take a seat here, Brandon Alston. Campbell Scott back in. 6:55 to play.
Yeah, great opening, you know, to this quarter by the Hawks right there. A lot to like right now.
Got to keep the foot on the gas though. The Hawks is Britt. Step back 3. Just away to the right.
And the Rams a little bit quiet, you know. This is, I guess, can they get something that's a little bit more downhill, attacking the basket? Something that we saw in the first half.
Yeah, just the 2 points in the opening 3.5 minutes. It's Ball again!
He's got range. And he's got the full confidence to go with it too.
That's the key word, isn't it? The confidence, the audacity. He's 17 years old. I know we make a point of it a lot on the broadcast, but this is ridiculous, really.
It's deserved, you know.
Oh,
that doesn't look good.
That is rather unfortunate. There's Brown went crashing. Britt curling the other way. We'll take another look here. Yeah, that is very unfortunate.
But yeah, getting back to Jackson Ball, 17 years old. You know, what is he averaging?
21 a game.
21 a game. I can't recall a 17-year-old in this league that has ever done that before. You know, I remember Kirk Penny at sort of 18 once he left school. He's still at school. You know, does he got to get back to school on Monday? But
public holiday Monday, by the way.
Oh, but Tuesday, yeah, sorry. Probably does. But yeah, no, this guy, obviously there's been a lot of talk about him, but the talk is real.
Yeah.
And he is real. And it's just not about the highlights too. He plays this game, and is, for a 17-year-old, usually you see a lot of errors. You see a lot of rush decisions. But this kid plays years above himself in terms of the poise and composure that he plays with. Great set play out of the sideline, out of bounds.
Brown, just lost the handle. Looks at the fingers, no butter there. It's the Hawks in front after this burst from Jackson Ball. He's got 20 on the night, his 5th 20-point plus game in a row.
Go back to Jackson Ball right now.
Walter Brown on him. Scott with a mismatch. Late on the shot clock. Puts up a bit of a prayer. Isn't answered. Here comes Bowen to Brown. And, oh, that's got to be on the cylinder. It falls anyway. Last touch by Greta. And the Rams retake the lead. Ball, similar. Superhuman.
He caught me off guard. I was kind of looking, anticipating that there was an action, well, there probably was an action going, but I didn't read his body language that he was going to shoot that.
You are not watching, well, you are watching a replay now, ladies and gentlemen, but it's almost the exact same spot. Several possessions, at least 3 this quarter. Jackson Ball has come alive, put this Hawks team on his shoulders. He says, follow me.
And I tell you what, that timeout right now, the message will be no more catch and shoot. Now a shooter doesn't need much to get his eye in. He just made a couple logo threes right here, so they got to be right into him. You know, you got to make him dribble. You got to live with some decisions that he's going to make off the bounce now. What's he getting up to? 23 points?
23 points. It's the efficiency as well. 9 of 12 from the floor, 5 of 7 from 3. And I jotted down the splits in terms of shooting percentages pre-game. 49, 33, 82. Super efficient. And as you say, Judd, you thought early on when your Dan Greeters, your Wani, Swakala Bullocks were still with Illawarra, you know, they had to lean on their youngsters, the Hawks, particularly in that first sort of 3 or 4 weeks. When you started seeing these 30-point games coming in, your social media started flooding, being flooded by Jackson Ball highlights. So okay, here's a guy taking his opportunity when they're down on troops. But they're at full strength, and he's still cooking. Has not stopped.
That's the great thing about when you give a youngster the freedom to be able to play through mistakes early on in the season. And now the growth, the trajectory of his development right now is just through the roof. And now you got a confident 17-year-old that can get out there and mix it with the best. Darling.
Is that the spark the Rams need after this Hawks run here in the 4th? Britt taking his time, finding his spot. Britt to the left.
Keep an eye on Yates. He's played a hell of a game. He's played a lot. He's played he might have clocked up the most minutes that we've seen so far. Big responsibility. The only genuine big that we have out here, but this next 4 minutes, can he stay productive? Can he stay?
Oh, back-to-back blocks by the Rams. This time Smith-Milner. Britt, McDonald, Brown has the opportunity, takes away to the left. Oh, they fight for it. Darling delivers. The intensity. Palpable. Britt, pass, McDonald, Darling, Britt down and back play. Oh, wild 3 off the backboard. And the Hawks calm it down. 3:38 to play, tied ball game.
Yeah, I'm just watching Yates' body language. You know, he's, like I said, he's done everything right. He's just playing a large part, large loading right now. Oh.
There's your man, but there's Darling again. Oh, it's a block party here at Cowles. As Scott almost comes crashing into us in the commentary box. Brown's called for the foul. It's all happening. Woo.
It's got everything going wrong.
What about the effort defensively from the Rams? All of a sudden, just not in my gym. Get that out of here. Ball. This time with something a little different. Doesn't get the roll.
It's a great look for him.
And now McDonald gliding through. Makes. And Sean McDonald, a potential 3-point play.
Great finish for Sean McDonald.
And a timeout called by Coach Gruggan as we take a second look. Oh, just glided through between Greta and Alston.
Just no one quite committed to him, you know, stopping him and getting in front of him and giving them that lane to the basket. And Sean McDonald takes care of the rest. You know, you've got to be maybe just a little bit fatigued. Good timeout here from Coach Gruggan right here, just to settle down, catch their breath and recharge for what, you know, this last 3 minutes right now, which is obviously got a lot of ball game left in it.
Well, unsurprisingly for those involved in our mix and pick poll, Jackson Ball, his stocks climbing at a rate of knots, 39%. Unsurprisingly, 23 points in 24 minutes, 5 from 7 from downtown. Turned this game on its head in the fourth.
And you know what? You know how many points he had in the first quarter? At the end of the first? 0.
Well, yeah, he had that leg injury. I thought he was done. Unbelievable recovery and contribution tonight. Will it be a winning one, though? A lot of basketball ahead, 3 minutes, 8 seconds.
It's just how deep this Rams team is, too. You're just seeing Sean McDonald now starting to find, well, anybody can. You know, you got Taylor Britt on one side, you got Sean McDonald. You know, you really got to pick your poison defensively. I mean, sometimes you got your best defensive player that really takes on an assignment, but they've just got so many weapons, the Rams.
And he does complete the three-point play to open up a 3-point lead, 93-90.
And we look at Swaka Labullock, who hasn't played, so he's obviously done for the game. They don't have that matchup.
Ball, Greta. Ball again, spins, and gets the shooter's roll. Of course he does. Jackson Ball.
And that was good defense from Max Darling. That whole possession stuck with him off the floppy, off the turnout screen, right there on the.
Oh, that'll be fifth foul on Ball. That'll be fifth foul on Ball. Big moment. Couldn't help himself, Jackson Ball. He's done oh so much at the offensive end. And with 2:33 to play, in some ways it's a shame. But you don't see this all too often, Judd Flavel. There are fans behind us here in Christchurch who are clapping, and I don't think that's necessarily they're clapping him off, say get out of here. They're marveling at this young man.
I think you're right. Walter Brown with the heads-up play there. I mean, there's a little bit of a push. He sold it well.
McDonald gets the shoulder into Treacher. Now Greta the other way.
This has to be Greta now in this last 2 minutes. Greta and Alston. These are the two guys that are going to take them over the line.
Treacher wants a piece. Spins. Pulls up. Doesn't go. McDonald calms it down. He goes into Greta with strength. Can't finish. Bowen. Another offensive rebound and a foul. It's offensive rebound number 4 on the night for Kyle Bowen. So if you're wondering, Jackson Ball finishes the night fouled out, 25 points, 24 minutes. As Judd Flavel mentioned, no points in the first quarter. Goes on to shoot 10 from 14 from the field, 5 of 7 from downtown, as Bowen misses the first. (93-92). Cracking game this at Cowles as Bowen leaves that one short. Oh, last touch by the Hawks. Again, the effort of Walter Brown. Who else?
The Rams are just winning all these little effort areas right now. Earning extra possessions, you know, and this is what they do. They compete on every single rebound, every single shot. Walter Brown, Kyle Bowen, Max Darling right now doing a fantastic job of earning these extra possessions, which are huge. You know, each team probably only has a handful of possessions left in this game, so.
With fatigue an issue, you have to think As you were mentioning earlier in this fourth quarter, jump for the likes of Lukey Yates playing massive minutes as McDonald from the mid-range. Dan Greeter as well. At least of those aggressive drives in the latter stages of the second half. Rams by 3. Alston. Scott. Brick got across. Alston, Darling in front. Oh, good finish, Brandon Alston.
Yeah, fantastic finish. It's not an easy thing to do, to be able to take it at Max Darling and be able to rise up with a wall up there from him.
Back to a 1-point game, minute and 22. Taylor Brewer.
If they can just get a stop and a rebound, Hawks.
Oh, great move, Darling with the footwork, the big man. Oh, Yates hits the floor. They play on. Dan Greeter looking to take over. Gets to his left. Doesn't get the roll. Darling with a strong rebound. Greeter with the foul. A smile from Darling and Greeter. Yeah, Max Darling will make his way all the way down to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Look to put this beyond one possession, 97-94. I mentioned it before, Judd, but just winning those effort plays, the 1%ers.
Yeah, big plays. You know, it's not always done just by hitting shots. It's wearing the team down, getting yourself extra possessions, you know, grinding them down and coming up with big stops.
Darling makes them both. Gruggan calls timeout. Hawks down 5, 56.6 to go. Jackson Ball fouled out. No, Ronnie Swagger, LeBullock. It's got to be Dan Greeter, you feel, but the Rams will be cognizant of that as well.
Well, it's Dan Greeter if he's got a downhill action, but my pick, it's Alston right now. You know, when you're playing in a half-court set against a static defense that's sitting there waiting for you. No doubt, if they get a rebound and you go off to the races, then, yeah, Greeter, you know, he's your guy. But who knows what they draw up right here, but I wouldn't be surprised if Alston's the guy that makes the play here. But they got to get the score, and then they got to be squeaky clean with their defense. They got to be solid on the rebounds, make sure everybody gets a hit. You can't afford to foul, and then give yourself a chance to come down and eat into their lead. If, however, they come down in this position and miss, you're down 5 points. Be interesting to see what they do. Do they get after it? Do they try to send somebody to the foul line? Do they play out the clock? I don't think you have enough time with 5 points. So look for a quick transition in terms of trying to maybe turn them over, maybe a double team in the backcourt, but then leading to trying to find somebody to foul. Maybe they've talked about who they want to foul on the other team here. Let's see how it plays out.
Able to advance the ball, of course, to Hawks. Treacher inside out of bounds, inbound. Goes to Greeter, Brown on him. Here is Alston. Gets around Brown. Kicks it out to Treacher. Young fella wide open. Oh, designed perfectly, just the execution, and now Scott commits the foul on Brown. Big moment.
Not a bad sideline out of bounds play there. Got the ball into their best players' hands in terms of their playmaker, where they want to go. The destination was right. Had a wide open three. Could have gone down easily. The Hawks are all done with timeouts now, so the only thing that you've got now is the player timeout. Let's see if they take this one off the rim and go. There's still time.
Seven-point game, and there is the player timeout. They go early in a way.
Yeah, I'm not sure I mean, everybody's got their own strategies and when to use that, but I probably would have kept that one in the pocket, especially if you got Greeter in your team. Like he's better in the full court, downhill, get that ball in quick and let him have a chance to attack down the slot. But let's see how this one goes.
Opportunity though to talk about BNZ ticket to the big game. You join this at home, which I hope you are. You'd be mad if you weren't.
Sorry, and the reason I say that is just to keep it in your holster for later on when you're still down a couple of possessions and you need like maybe 3 seconds to get that last second shot.
Treacher again going long to Brown, to Greeter, excuse me, with Brown competing, but Greeter finishes. And the face of Brown subs in. Smith-Milner comes in for Bowen.
And strategically subs right now, putting in your better free throw shooters. Smith-Milner coming in. This does allow the Hawks to set up their defense right here. Is there anyone on the Rams? Who would your preference be to foul right now?
Darling potentially, but yeah. Brett escapes. Darling had it, and they do foul Darling.
Yep. Yeah, these guys on the court right now have not missed the foul shot.
Yeah, 18 at 22 as a collective, and the 4 misses all from Kyle Bowen tonight. Makes them both. Calm as you like, Max Darling. And it's a long way back from here for the Hawks. They threw an almighty punch early in the 4th as Greeter only knows one way. Dan Greeter thought there was contact there. And oh, that's clean from Alston. As the Rams continue with this sub in, sub out. So it's like a game of NFL here with your offense and your defense.
The Hawks want to drag this out as long as possible, for sure. Can they get a 5-second count? Can they get a jump ball?
McDonald gets it from Brown and is fouled immediately.
A lot of the times players anticipate that they're going to get fouled. Sometimes they leave themselves exposed to getting a jump ball. You know, defensively, you can bluff that you're going to come in and foul and go straight 2 hands on it. I'm not sure whose ball it would be on a jump ball right now. But, yeah, little tricks of the trade, I guess, when it comes down to the stretch. Or how to play down the stretch.
It's the 5th on Kahu Treacher. Just to check out.
He's had a good game.
Yeah.
10 points. He's been active. He's been, you know, got to his spots, worked hard.
There you go. A miss. The door remains ever so slightly ajar. And that is uncharacteristic. And here come the Hawks. Greeter downhill. Kicks out Alston loose. Bowen retrieves, collects, and slams. That'll do it, folks. Scott, wild 3. Murphy keeps it in. Brown, fittingly, and then loses possession. That might help the points differential down the stretch, but it matters little in terms of the outcome. What a ball game. The Rams remain unbeaten at home. 105-101. They've survived an almighty test. We take another look at that exclamation point. Kyle Bowen. Well, this is a very good Hawke's Bay Hawks team. We'll head up the road to play the Nelson Giants on Monday afternoon. And we get the opportunity to see these 2 teams in action very soon as well. I believe it's just 7 days' time up in Napier. That's the next assignment for the Rams, who move to an overall record of 11 wins from 13. So it's 2 losses to the Fight in the opening round, and the Franklin Bulls. They continue their search for a 3-peat. Time for some post-game reaction. Let's send it down to Judd Flavel. He's got Jackson Ball.
Yeah, I'm here with Jackson Ball. Firstly, Jackson, you went down in the first quarter. Is everything okay? I mean, you look good for the next 3 quarters. What was it that took you down?
Nah, I just went up for a rebound and landed on an ankle. It was pretty sore throughout the whole game, but fuck, I had to push through. Yeah.
We talked about you had a flurry of points there in the second half. You came back with 25 points. A great outing for you. What are some of the areas that you think, going forward, you guys scored a lot of points here. What is something that you think that you can take out of this game that can lead you to get the win next up against Nelson?
Yeah, we really struggled to contain one-on-one, contain different actions. It's just, we struggled on the defensive end, giving up too many offensive rebounds. So if we can keep them under 90, under 100, we get the win. So yeah.
All the best for your next game, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Jackson Ball there with Judd. 25 points on the night, almost. And you've got to wonder too, if he stays out there, doesn't get in that foul trouble late, might have had a say down the stretch. It's only the second time this season the Rams have given up 100 points in their 13th game of the season. The other one was that loss to Franklin. As we are eagerly awaiting the arrival of Taylor Britt. Sideline with Judd Flavel, and here he is. Judd has Taylor Britt.
And I'm here with the victorious captain here from the Canterbury Rams, Taylor Britt. What was the message at halftime? It was a tight ball game, a lot of points on the table. What was the message from the coach?
Just got to start doing a better job building walls in transition. Creed is pretty tough when he gets downhill. There's a lot of guys like that in the league, so yeah, we've got to be better at that.
And a good win, getting you guys over the line down the stretch there. Great preparation for what lies ahead. What's something that you can take from this game, that leads you to the next game? You're going to see this Hawks team again in maybe less than 7 days' time, but what's that going to be on this week?
I mean, the offense, 105 points is pretty good. We just got to turn in on the defense.
Oh, great stuff, and all the best for next week, mate.
Here are the games to come, starting tomorrow with the Bulls hosting the Tuatara and Pukekohe. There is that game we've been alluding to. Giants-Hawks, Monday from 1. Interesting contest, that one. Dan Greta going up against his former team. Quick turnaround too for the Bulls, hosting the Saints on Wednesday. Sharks Airs in the Deep South Thursday evening. Kyle Bowen there, those are live pictures, just going through some reps there from the free throw standpoint after the night that he had. But just final thoughts, Judd Flavel, after the Hawks threw a couple of haymakers, but it's the Rams who again prevail and put a lot of smiles on faces of our young fan base here in Canterbury.
Oh, there's a lot to like if you're a Hawks fan, I think they had their chances down the stretch, and considering that Jackson Ball fouled out, considering Slaka Labullock was out for the second half, I mean, guys stepped up and they had good contributions. We talked about Treacher, everybody had a little bit of a cameo role there, and good signs there that we're seeing from Alston. I think he's going to be one that's really going to help them, and for the Rams, just their depth once again, just proving, I guess some foul trouble in their first half, but that just meant more minutes for certain other individuals, and they really stepped up tonight. Taylor Britt in their second half really carried them on, and so did someone like Sean McDonald.
So it's the Rams who continue to roll on in the National Basketball League, sitting at the top of the table and unbeaten here at home. That'll do it from Cowles Stadium in Christchurch. Enjoy the rest of your long weekend and enjoy plenty more NZNBL action live here on Sky Sport.